I just can't take no pleasure in killing. Just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured? You got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What's up, everyone? DJ Anubis is here with you on the Military Podcast with my good friend and co-host, Ghoul Brother, Fun of the Ghoul Mother, Mr. Tony of the fucking Dead. And we are the Ghouls of Midnight here with episode 90, Disremembered 2024. And let me see here. Who is the director of this? Oh, actually, Angel is one of the directors, so good on her. Steve Herman also helps out, and it stars, of course, Angel Nicole Bradford, Morgan Thompson Milan, Beth Metcalf, and then Kelsey Ann Baker. Those are your four main. There's a couple other ones that are doing the past versions or younger versions of a couple characters, but Before, let me see, the plot here is, as a teen, Samantha suffered trauma from assaults. She had Veronica, a friend who stood by her until one day she vanished. Finally, she met Becca, and in Samantha's troubled mind, believed Veronica had returned. Samantha will do whatever it takes to make Becca remember what she never experienced, or what she never experienced. So, before we dive in, let's go ahead and check out the trailer for Disremembered, and this is from 2024.
Why?
I can't help it.
You have to stay with me, Veronica. Don't leave me alone.
Samantha, everything I've done has only made things worse.
Hasn't it?
So, Sam, tell me about yourself.
I don't really have a story to tell. I just moved here about a year ago to make a better life for myself. Found a really good friend in Becca.
To the ones in our lives who we've loved, past and present.
To past loved ones.
Have you ever found Sam to be a bit strange?
What do you mean?
Just the way that she acts around Becca. Especially when I'm around.
I think maybe you're reading into it a little too much.
You know what scares me the most?
What?
What happens when I'm no longer needed?
I'll always need you, just like you'll always need me.
You left me alone, and I will not let you leave me alone ever again.
I'm going to keep you here. Help you feel better. Help you remember. I make everything better. Veronica. So, this will all be over soon and you'll finally be rid of her. How's it make you feel? Let the fun begin.
All right. So there you have it. Trailer for Disremembered. And like it said, you've got a woman named Samantha, played by Bradford, who befriends a girl named Becca, played by Morgan. We've seen them both in other films working in the past, so they're not like unfamiliar names here. But Becca is actually dating Madison, who was another girl played by Baker. And so we kind of get this scene in the bar where Samantha's talking with Becca, and then all of a sudden they start dancing. So clearly this is like a gay or lesbian hangout, I guess. And you kind of see that initially that Samantha has a little bit of feelings for Becca, but then we quickly learn that Becca's involved with Madison. And so Madison's kind of like this, punk rockish, chick that had been dating a while. So they're very close, her and Becca. But we start to see that Samantha's like starting to unravel a little bit. Like we start seeing the dark side to her behavior, like jealousy, and we don't really know why yet, but she just doesn't seem right. Mm-hmm. And then we get these like flashbacks with an older version of, or younger version of Samantha, and then this girl named Veronica. And clearly you kind of learn that they're, at least with Samantha, that she's being abused by her father. Her mom has passed away, and so there's like this abuse that's going on. And it's, at first it's like, it looks like Angel's trying to use from a director standpoint that, you're not really sure what's going on with the two girls when they're younger, but it's pretty easy to figure that out,
Yeah.
and also easy to figure out how Veronica plays into that. So how did you feel about this? Like, I didn't even know this was like her directorial debut or whatever. So how did you feel about this?
Yeah, I didn't know that it was either. Yeah, it's interesting going into this, what type of movie it turned into. Because again, I didn't watch any trailers, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was just saying because like you said, we're fans of her, so I've been wanting to check this out for a while, and then I finally did, and it was very interesting, especially of course it's in the past, it's black and white, and then like I didn't know that girl that played the younger her was like introducing her, so like for her first, if I don't know if it's
Yeah.
her first time, but like if it's an earlier role, I thought she did a really great job. Like
Yeah, and it was weird because Olivia Tracy's the girl's name, and like I thought that the choices for the girls that played the younger version looked so much like I almost thought that was Angel in a young, it's like they may have put some like prosthetics on her to make her a little overweight,
yeah,
but it's actually just another actress because she looks so much like
yeah,
Angel in some way. So great casting choice there with that.
yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
thought the other one was Morgan at first. I was like, it's just her without her makeup or something.
right. Yeah, I said, did they just put a wig on her? Is there something different there? Because yeah, again, great casting choice.
Yeah,
To look a lot like they are at a younger age or whatever, but well done.
yeah,
So yeah, basically what ends up happening is Samantha is basically dealing with some trauma from a childhood, and she believes that Becca is sort of like her friend Veronica, who left her when she was younger and abandoned her to the whims of her father, who was sexually and physically abusing her as a kid. So um, she starts using putting her affections on Becca, but Becca's like, she's getting with Madison. Madison already is very hesitant with Samantha because she sees some signs that she doesn't like. And the fact that she tells Becca that, her and her are going to go on like a trip to Paris or whatever it is, overseas for a month, that really sends Samantha into some sort of like shockwave. Like, I don't know. I don't think Madison's the one.
yeah,
We see her worming her way into Becca's mind a little bit, but soon we realize that Samantha's like, because she has like this freak out moment when she's talking after the reveal that they're going to go away on a trip, and Becca's like, what is going on? Like, why are you acting like this? And all of a sudden she just snaps out of it, Samantha does. And
yeah,
but we clearly get like a time where Becca's trying to help Samantha kind of like ease into the friendship, and she goes to talk to her a little bit, but then ends up getting drugged and basically tied up in the basement with Samantha's house, to where Samantha's so convinced that Becca is actually Veronica, and she's just in denial or hiding her persona. She's trying to get her to come out and say, "Hey, yeah, you're Veronica. You abandoned me. We're going to get this worked out and straightened out." But we did also have another girl, Tabitha, who is a friend to the group, and she's trying to like basically calm Madison down, because Madison clearly catches on that something's not right with Samantha, and then
yeah,
she starts getting texts from Becca's phone about like, oh, Samantha's dad died or something like that. She's got to mourn that, and so she's going to take some time for that. So, obviously Madison's like, this is some bullshit, right?
Well, in her defense, she rightfully so has a suspicion, like right to be suspicious. I mean, that dancing on the floor on the bar at the bar,
Yeah,
they had more chemistry than Becca and Madison did.
yeah,
Like there was a point where I thought they were going to kiss, and then the girlfriend comes in, and like, oh, and she's all jealous. They make it look like she's jealous. It's like it's obvious that Angel's character, I can't remember her name.
Samantha
has more than just, I mean, there's more than a friendship. There's more than like a love thing. It's like infatuation with this girl. So it's like she loves her, but she's like a you two, like can't live her with or without you kind of thing.
Yes.
And yeah, they just had chemistry. We're at the point where I was hoping that they were gonna like get together, like Stockholm syndrome kind of thing. And like, because like, I don't know, they just work well together. And
well, that's a good point you make, because later in the film, like there's just this weird thing that happens. Like we'll get to it, but like probably the one negative for me in the film is that this movie does kind of run slow. It plods along a little bit, so it's kind of like, what's going to happen? Are we going to have anything happen? I haven't seen anything happen yet. Like I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah.
So it's like a slow burn as it tries to get there. But pleasantly, I was surprised by the last 10 minutes. Like that, I actually got emotional during that. That was like some of the best acting I had seen from both of them.
Yeah, I would say so.
Morgan and Angel, I was like, holy shit. Like, because I was really ready just to like pull my eyes out because I was struggling with this film a little bit. But once we got into the end there, and obviously I somehow knew it was going to be revealed in that way, because how else you've been setting it up the entire film about the past trauma, that like how else are you going to get through this?
Yeah.
To the point that like Becca has to understand like why this is happening. And so I just really most of the action happens probably within like the last 30 minutes, because that's really when Tabitha goes looking for her at the house, and has a very, which again, I at first I'm like, when Samantha's like killing her, I'm like, because I know that Angel dabbles in special effects. Like I know she works like that. So I'm like, Angel, where's all the gut, the blood? Oh, there's the head. Okay, we got it. Now we're talking. So like it took a minute, and I was like, oh, okay.
That was a good looking head too, like that prosthetic.
Yes.
Prosthetic. That was good.
Yeah.
Is that what we call it? It wouldn't be a prosthetic head. Who has a prosthetic?
Prosthetic's like an arm you stick on yourself, but
right. With a fake head, no brain.
But I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But
we're just a couple.
I get what you mean with the whole
straight half the time.
There's a part there where it does drag. Like it's a slow burn of a movie, but there's a part, and I don't know exactly where, but it's kind of like, come on. And I think there's just a lot of too much torture and the same kind of talk over and over again, where it could be trimmed down a little bit. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, maybe you need that too. Maybe you need the build up.
Well, I mean, you kind of do, but like the one thing that really, and I don't know if it happened for you too, is that yes, I knew right away that young Samantha was being abused.
Yeah.
But then I also figured out pretty fast that Veronica was just a figment of her imagination. She was like just my invisible friend. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
And of course that gets explained later when the father's like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
So, but I
they
picked
don't,
up on
they don't let you
fast.
go on. Oh, sorry. They don't let you go on the whole movie, letting you believe that she's real. At first, I thought she was like the mother or something. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Like, why is she like kneeling down with her while she's tied up? And it's like, it just seemed weird. So I was like, I don't think she's
I was
real.
thinking it was either like, a close friend, obviously from the neighborhood or whatever. But then as you see certain scenes, it's like, why is she trying to stop the dad in some way or whatever? But it becomes clear that, Veronica is just simply an imaginary friend that Samantha created to deal with the trauma of what was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously Tabitha on behalf of Madison, because there comes a point where Samantha's like basically telling her through text through Becca's phone that Becca's leaving her for Samantha, and so obviously that's gonna strike a chord with Madison, who's a very strong character in terms of her mentality. she's a no bullshitter, basically.
Yeah.
So Tabitha, knowing that Madison's not in the right mind frame to go and deal with this, goes herself, and that's when she ends up getting killed when she realizes that Becca's in the basement tied up and there's a lot of shit going on. I think though that Angel and them need to work on their like smacking people with stuff skills, because like those like look like love taps. Like it's like, ooh. I mean, you have to get up there and go, bitch, boom, get that shit done.
Right.
But yeah, so obviously Tabitha didn't end well for her, which is again another weird thing that we'll have to talk about at the end. But so eventually Madison is brought there because Samantha plans on just kind of doing away with her and just having Becca to herself. Like there's been a couple of times where Becca's like tried to pretend to be Veronica to get Samantha to let her go and all this stuff, but Samantha's pretty smart at keeping her in check.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but like obviously I've seen both these girls in other films, and I was a little surprised there wasn't more nudity. And I know that's kind of a weird thing to say because, because you shouldn't have to expect it.
I know. I was thinking that earlier too.
But these are two girls that generally aren't shy about it either, right? So like it's kind of interesting that even if you have like that semi love scene with Becca and Madison, it doesn't really go far. I mean, you do get like obviously she's doing some stuff with her, but you don't see anything really either. So, it was just a little weird because you didn't see a lot of kissing either. Not too much kissing, like I would have thought. Because
it looked like if they were a real couple, they looked like it was like their first time kissing.
Yeah,
or like just friends kissing. Hello, I didn't believe it.
You're right. I think you said it earlier. Like Angel and Morgan have a bit more chemistry together. Of course, they've worked with I don't know how many times they've worked with Baker, but you can tell that Morgan and Angel have a good chemistry of working together and stuff. So when they're dancing, you're feeling the vibes there easier than you are with Madison and Becca as characters. So
I wonder if they like knew that people knew that, like they knew that going in, like people are gonna see us and they're gonna like, ooh, look at them dancing, and like, like how we feel about like they look like a couple and the other one don't.
And maybe it's because of subject matter too. Like I know that it's a very dark thing that she's tackling with the concept. So it's like maybe Angel just thought, you know what, we're not going to worry about the sexualness too much. We're just going to kind of focus on the trauma,
right,
and why Samantha is doing what she's doing. Like we're going to stick with that as the theme.
Yeah, she did like a tasteful nudity, not like a full blown. We need to see.
She went PG. She went PG.
Yeah, pretty much.
But so Madison's there, and of course she tries to drug her, but backfires. Ends up drugging Samantha instead, and they get Becca out of her chains and stuff, but or tries to. And obviously, there's this moment where Samantha still gets the upper hand on Madison, and so I don't know. You get this great last 10 minutes where the trauma comes out, and it's actually quite good because they actually have Samantha tied up now, and so Madison's like, we just gotta kill this bitch. But Becca's like, no, there's something else going on, because she's trying to at first kind of basically chastise Samantha for what she did, but Samantha goes on these rants that are not directed at anybody in particular. She's like talking past Becca, like she sees Veronica in her past or whatever, and so Samantha seems to start realizing that she, Veronica wasn't real. And so, and then of course, when she starts talking about how, daddy don't hurt me, Becca starts to understand like, oh my God, like this chick's been through fucking hell.
Yeah.
And that's when you get the final revelation from Becca that she now knows why Samantha's like gone off the deep end. But that leads us to that final scene basically where Becca lets her down and they're talking, and she tells Samantha, like, I'm not going to go anywhere. We're going to be together, like friends or whatever. But you have Madison sitting there, and, it's like she's trying to comfort Samantha, like, it's okay. We're going to take care of you. But I'm like, you got a friend over there that's in pieces. Like, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah. Like, well, I'll
Like,
never
how do
leave
you
you.
deal with that? You're just going to sweep that under the rug? What are you going to do with that?
What friend?
You're right. It's like Tabitha. She was a fucking fourth wheel. Fuck her.
Makes you wonder though, right? Because then at the end it's in black and white. So like, is that just in her head? Did it
Yeah,
really
that's a good point.
happen?
That's a great point.
Yeah. Because I thought that ending was a little awkward, especially with the way the girlfriend sits down with the bat. It's like you could tell she just wants to beat the fuck out of her, like after
Yeah.
everything that just went on, and then she's like, "No, don't do it." She's been through shit. Like, she cut your friend's head off. It's literally still right there.
I'm like, okay, you can kind of empathize with Samantha, but then it's like she still did this deed. That's why I think in a lot of ways it probably was a mistake for her to kill Tabitha, because that still doesn't make Samantha a very good person. Like, you can kind of like say, hey, yeah, you've been through a lot of shit, and I can see why you've gone off the loopy end. But at the end of the day, this other girl is like, cut up. Like, what are you gonna? You can't just wipe that away. That's real blood. That's real murder.
Yeah.
So maybe that was probably been a better idea. Maybe just to strip her down to a table and torture her a little bit or something, so that at least you don't have to have that death hanging over that cloud, on your head.
Yeah. Like, if she's gonna get what she has coming, but she already had enough coming to her, or that she
Yeah.
got, I should say. But I feel like that if that were me, like, maybe I would be like, I don't know. I don't know. If you cut my best friend's head off, which didn't get the vibe of her being her best friend either. I just thought she was like a third wheel.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'd react. If I were to like give them mercy, I would definitely like at least beat the shit out of them, and then they would go to jail or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Either it's like the ending itself isn't like, it's okay. Like, it's fine that Becca understands what happened, but maybe you get like a scene where, like, she says, we got to put you in a mental institution or like a hospital to get you better. Like, you need therapy.
Yeah.
So at least then you're addressing the problem, because like if you just kind of leave it in limbo, it's like, yeah, she's still, Tabitha's not doing very well over there. She's done.
It ends where it looks like it's going to be a throuple.
And one of them's really pissed. It's still Madison's like really pissed about it.
Yeah, she's like, puts her hand down there and whatever. Just she don't say it, but it's like, whatever for you, babe. Whatever you want.
Yeah. Like, I guess there's a third one coming out of Paris.
There was an obvious attraction between them two. Like, even if she's like, I'm with her, they definitely, she put a rain off with her, and eventually Samantha should just waited like till they came back from France, or like really just tried to like stop her from going, if you really show your feelings and shit. But I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's also weird too, like, oh, we see a future together, but it's like, don't they kind of own a house together? I think it's weird to own a house and then like say like, oh, I don't know if we have a future together. That's a big step.
Well, that's a funny thing too, because like you said, Samantha and Becca have this chemistry, and like, she even talks to her and says, do you really think Madison's the one? And that's of course when Becca's like, well, we've talked about the future, but Madison has kind of dodged it. It's like,
yeah.
So you kind of already admitting that your relationship isn't 100% solid. And so, but then other times in the film, like, Becca's like, well, I love her and we're great together, and this is going to be, she's the one. That's basically what she tries to sell us, except for that one scene.
Yep.
All right. So what is your final feelings on this and your rating?
Final thoughts. I think everybody did a very good job in it. I thought the acting was like most of the acting was very good. The story was very good. It was very interesting to see her tackle this kind of a role too, instead of just being like a bloody mess of a movie. Not like being like it's fucking terrible. I just mean like it's a lot of gore.
Right.
So it's nice to see like a different style of movie that she's in and taking the lead role like that. Like very, very good. Very, very good
Yeah,
job
it's like
on
I
that.
said to myself, because again, I didn't know she had directed this, so I was like, I'm
Yeah.
watching it, I'm like, wow, this is probably the most screen time I've seen Angel be in, and so like I was pretty impressed.
Yeah.
And even Morgan did like a really really good job in it because she was in there a lot too. So
Yep. The part that really stood out for me was the ending where she's having her moment where she's like saying about dad, please don't, I'll, this and that. And then like it shows her dad
mhm.
and she's talking to him. And then like it goes back to Morgan and or like when the two are standing there and Morgan's like, who are you talking to? And they like kept disappearing and bringing it back. And that was I just thought the cinematography for that was like really, really done well. Even the soundtrack was good with this, like it had that like eerie kind of music in the background, and it worked
Yeah,
with it. I actually a few times thought, do I have another window open? Like, do I have like lo-fi on or something? But
right.
yeah, great job, everybody. A little long of a movie. That's the one gripe I would really have with it. It is low budget, but it I think they did good. I don't know what the budget was, but they couldn't have used much. But that
Right.
prosthetic head was looked awesome. And ending's a little kind of weird, but I like to think that she just is imagining the end and they probably did take her away, or maybe they
Well,
killed her, who knows.
that's a good question. Like I didn't even think about that with that final scene with her in black and white. It's like
Yeah,
maybe all of it was just a future she thought she was seeing, but
yeah, I really
it's
don't
hard to
think it
say.
would end like that, but in her head it feels like that's how it probably could end.
Right.
But all that being said, I think it's probably ooh, I'm gonna say probably eight. Say an eight. I think it's good, very good. um So great job. That's all I can say. And yeah, more
Yeah.
nudity. That's that one. But no, I did think that too. Like that's a weird thing to say. Like, oh, not that it matters, but like I'm surprised there's not a lot of nudity in it. But I get it because they're not
Well,
ashamed. They're not like shy to show it.
right. And again, uh, like again, this is a very woman dominated film, which is good because it's
Yeah,
Angel's first run, and then
yeah,
she wants to focus on female empowerment, which is great. But still, you're dealing with like relationship stuff, so like you actually do have Madison and Becca simulating a sexual act, and I'm not saying they had to get graphic with it, but
no, no,
again,
no.
when you've seen these actresses before and they're not usually afraid to kind of show their goods basically,
Yeah.
I was just a little shocked I didn't see at least something somewhere in there,
Well,
so
we saw one when she was getting scrubbed,
yeah, you're
but
right, right.
which what a scene, man. The blood, like not a lot, but you could just see the water starting to get a little darker. It's like, oh, and I could just imagine how that was a bristle, big old time scrubby
Yes,
thing.
yes, yeah.
Oh, the fuck's wrong with her father? Like you think of like that people that go through that kind of shit. And the thing is too, it's fucked up. Which they didn't touch on at all. Is like how because she was abused, how her growing up and now she's doing the abusing. Like it just seems weird that I know because she thinks she left her, that she wants to abuse her, but like it's weird that she would want to do that because it's just like a psycho. I don't know. I just like just thinking like how in real life people who are abused sexually when they're younger end up some of them turn into pedos and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like,
I don't want to talk about that too much, on your channel, but
no, I agree. I think the acting was really good in this. Each one of them, especially the main four, did a superb job. Even the two girls in the black and white version were
yeah.
very good at what they were doing. You made it believable that was the younger versions of Samantha and Becca. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Again, my biggest issue is just I don't mind the buildup. It's just you probably could have threw some other stuff in there, like maybe I don't know, have Becca and Madison go to like a bar with some music or bands or something, to kind of change the pacing a little bit because it was just so drawn out. But that final 10 minutes, man, I think we agree that when the reveal comes out and she's telling Becca, she's like basically back in her own head saying, "Don't hit me, Daddy. Don't hurt me. I'll please you," or whatever. And it's like you could just feel that.
Yeah.
Like I had to stop. I was working on something. Like I'm gonna get emotional here, man. Like this, I'm almost crying at this scene. It's like I feel it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I would watch this on rewatchability. If and when I ever get like my Angel Bradford collection, it will probably be in there if I do that. But
yeah,
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I'm like just close to you where you are with this. Not quite up there with some of her other stuff I like, but I do think if this is her first attempt at directing, which I think it is, it's a very good job. And I like that she tackled this type of story and plot. It's important.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
All right. So I know that on our next one for episode 91, you have chosen 2025's reboot remake, The Toxic Avenger.
Yes.
So we'll be talking a little bit about that soon, and you'll have it up when you can. I do have my selection for next week. And I'm going back to 2007. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember really liking the film. And so I think we're just going to go back and revisit and talk about Catacombs. So this is a very interesting film. It's a lot of fun. And it was kind of a surprise when I saw it back then. And I think it's a bit underrated. So have you ever seen it before?
I don't think so.
All right. So it's cool. We'll be able to get your thoughts on that. But anyway, please go like and subscribe to Mr. Tony of the Dead. Like and subscribe to the Meltdown Radio podcast if you wish. We enjoy all your support on both channels. How do you feel about this film? Have you seen it? It's on Tubi right now, so if you want to watch it, it's for free. And let us know in the comments how you feel about it. And we'll see you next time on the Meltdown Radio podcast.
Good night.
Just for you.